You're just up there
Yeah,
touching everything. You know what I mean?
sleeping with the well,
Right.
my
I
kid,
mean,
'cause- yeah.
yeah. My kid gets COVID. I'm probably getting COVID. So, 8:54. Let's go back to the KUAM News Zoom room where we have GHURA director Ray Topasna standing by. I just saw you. I saw you on the Zoom feed, Ray. You went through about 2 boxes of Kleenex during that interview. It's all right, man.
No, my heart's off to the Brennan family.
Yeah.
I don't want to go through that, and my family certainly doesn't want to go through that.
Right, right. And let's get a little personal here, Ray, if you don't mind. How is this virus? Has it changed up the way you interact with the elder members of your family, or just family in general?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, my kids, I have an 18-year-old and 11, and they're grounded. They can't go anywhere. So, everybody stays home, and I have to work. So I'm here at work, but I close the door, and I have my mask if somebody needs to documents for me to sign. So, yeah, everything has changed.
Let's talk about one thing that we brought up on the show here was the testing of the Guma Tranquilidad residents, Ray. So I guess when we talked to you the morning of the testing.
Yeah, the day of the testing, because you said that you were also going to go and get tested, lead by example, and you actually revealed that it was actually the second time someone had tested positive, which prompted the target testing at Guma Tranquilidad. And
Correct.
So and we wanted to just bring you back on just to give us a follow up on how that testing went.
Well, I'm guessing because of HIPAA, we haven't been notified. I wish, I don't completely agree when public health says, well, we're not going to be able to share the results with you. How we found out the first time back in April or May was actually from the person who did test positive. And then the second time on August 1st, there was another positive, and that person was admitted to GMH.
Mm-hmm.
And we found out through contact tracing because some of the staff were being called. But aside from that, public health is not obligated to notify GHURA. And, I have a obligation to try and protect the residents down there. There's 49 of them, but I'm not part of the official notification process. So when we do find out through other means, then we go through our standard operating procedures of locking down the place. But aside from that's all I have to report.
Do you think you should be in the loop?
Especially if it's a facility that's ran by GHURA, right? You guys
And a
manage
facility.
Yeah, you would
GHURA,
think. I
Guma
mean,
Tranquilidad.
Yeah.
the average resident down there is 65 years old. It's a very vulnerable population. You don't have to tell me who tested positive, but at least give me a heads up. But the public health has their HIPAA statute that they have to comply with. I'm not a healthcare professional, so I can't tell you why I don't get official notification, but I don't. But when we do find out, then we actually do what we need to do to protect the 49 residents.
Is it something that staff can just go and ask residents down there if they got their results and can you tell us?
Which we do.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of the process that we've had to undertake is we actually reach out to find out if anybody tested positive with this last with this last round of testing. We haven't heard anything. We haven't heard of any additional positives. But again, I'm not a healthcare professional, so I don't understand how HIPAA works. I just know that we're not part of the official notification process.
Mm-hmm. What about some of the safety precautions that you put in place when they were doing after the second positive, where no one's not allowed to go into the communal areas? Is that still in place, or have you lifted that?
Well, the second positive patient was actually cleared by public health and is back at Guma Tranquilidad. So as far as we know, nobody else has tested positive. But we haven't heard about the last round of testing. At some point, I had to make a decision to open the common areas because there's laundry facilities that, these guys can't go for months without washing their clothes. So officially, we did open the laundry facilities just this morning. If we hear from public health or we hear from another source that there's another positive, then we're going to shut down the common areas once again. So that's kind of how we're handling it. I wish there was a better way.
You wish there was a better way, don't we all?
Yeah.
Right. What are the residents saying down there? Do they know what's going on?
Well, I'm sure they're not too pleased. If you're a part of a vulnerable population and you hear of somebody testing positive, you would think that there would be that they would get some kind of official notification, at least from GHURA. But if GHURA doesn't even know, because GHURA hasn't been officially notified, then there's very little we can do. In fact, the 2 times that we acted promptly to lock down the facility, I didn't even get official notification. I just did it because it was, we confirmed that there was a positive, but not through public health.
It just kind of doesn't make sense that they wouldn't tell you, because you have employees there that would probably need to know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm wondering, Ray, if there's just a lag. So when we had our positive case here at the station, we didn't get the call from public health until, God, was it like a week? I don't think it was a week. I think it was longer than a week.
It's about a week.
A week and a few days, yeah. Okay. 9 days, I think it was, yeah.
Because I waited for the call, because they reached, for some reason, they called Adriana, and it took, a couple of days, yeah. And then after they called her, then they called me, asking me for all the contacts to Adriana. It was kind of weird. I was like, well, why didn't Adriana give you that? But, I had to give them all the contacts for work.
Yeah. So I wonder if that's what it is. There's obviously, every time we get public health on, they're like, no, we're good with the contact tracing. Yeah, we're just like, no problem. But then you hear these stories about people who don't get called, or they, they get called like way after they've been tested. Right?
Annette did say that they're kind of overwhelmed with that, right?
Yeah.
They caught up with the backlog, but, well, no, that was the calls for if you tested negative or positive, right?
Yeah.
Right? I
Yes,
can't remember.
they're all caught up with the backlog, and she said that they were struggling with calling people. They were still
Right.
trying to call people.
Yeah,
Right.
and then that's the nurses. The nurses, she said, were doing that, and sometimes they work after they're done with their shift. Then they would have to go and make the phone calls, and sometimes it's really late at night because they're working all day.
Right. But of
And
course,
they're calling like 600 people.
Ray, I'm pretty sure you could call the director, or maybe, I don't know,
Work it out.
work it out, right?
I'm sure they have their hands full.
Right.
I certainly don't do that job, but
Ray, there was the mortgage relief program. I think there was a release that came out. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, we're hoping to get final approval from the feds, hopefully by tomorrow, because it's Sunday in Hawaii. Mm-hmm. But if we get approval, then we'll issue a press release. Basically, we're going to, GHURA is partnering up with the Guam Housing Corporation, and they would be the ones administering the program. But basically, we're going to be able to pay down on about 3 months worth of rent, or worth of mortgages for low-income family, for low-income households. So I believe over 200 low-income households will actually qualify. And 3 months of mortgage relief is huge, because in most states, and even Hawaii, I think it's either 1 or 2 months. So we're kind of at the top of the chain with respect to trying to push forward this program, and we're excited about it, and hopefully we'll be able to proceed as early as tomorrow once we get official notification.
Who would qualify for this relief?
Low income mortgage holders, and that's probably all I can say until HUD approves, because they don't like the fact that we're talking about it and they haven't actually signed off. So
so this is kind of taboo.
Well, the feds, they have their ways of doing things. I can't fix that.
Is that Ray? I mean, maybe if you could just clarify, is that low-income mortgage holders who are under GHURA, or is it low-income mortgage holders, even everybody?
No, everybody, not just GHURA.
Okay.
GHURA has nothing to do with it. We just got the money. We partnered with Guam Housing to administer it, and we thought that was the best way. They have better, they have more experience than we do with respect to loan programs. So.
You hear anything back from the airport about the quarantine facility?
Not yet. I hope we can build one. It's something I wanted to build more than a decade ago. And the pandemic is before us. If we had a quarantine facility up there, it would certainly help. CDC helped us craft that application in the previous administration, and it went nowhere. But, that's water under the bridge. I hope we can build it under our administration.
Okay. What about your employees? I know that we keep hearing different government of Guam agencies that have employees that have tested positive for COVID. How about you and your people? You're all doing okay?
Thank God, we haven't heard of any positives in our organization. We've done a very good job of wearing masks, sanitizing our hands as much as possible, social distancing, and we also have within GHURA these air purification units that we procured back in March. So we have one in the main foyer area. We have others stationed in highly trafficked areas. And basically what it does is it circulates, it pulls in the air and it disinfects it, and then it sends it back out through UV lighting technology. So it's something that I think helps. And it gives us some peace of mind. I'm not sure whether other agencies are doing it. I think a few of the banks have actually procured it, but we were one of the first to explore this technology, and I'm hoping that that's part of the reason why we've been able to be safe.
Ray, I saw a little note here. A little hard to just fathom because, the pandemic and nobody's going to, what did one of my friends call it over the weekend? Brick and mortar schools. Because everyone's doing the online. But I saw you guys how are you involved with this construction of a new charter school?
What it is we partnered up with iLearn Academy and the Learning Institute. It's a new corporation. And we're trying to build a $34 million charter school utilizing CDBG funds, a loan guarantee. So we've been having weekly teleconferences with HUD to try and stand up this program. GHURA's share would be approximately $12 million of the $34 million charter school. I believe it's like a 900 packs, and we want to, we've had some challenges because of COVID. With PCOR 1, we're having trouble obtaining permits and going through all the process. But we're very close. We can see the finish line. Hopefully there aren't any more delays. And if we're successful, we'll be able to build a new school, which we haven't done in, probably over a decade. And this is an elementary school in partnership with iLearn.
Right on. Bree, you good?
Yes.
Thank you, Ray.
Thanks, Ray.
Okay.
Anything
no
else you wanted to get out?
Yeah, anything else?
No, you guys stay safe, and I hope everybody stays home.
That's right.
You got to say it with gumption, Ray. Let's hear you. Come on. I know you got a mad voice.
Stay home.
Thanks,
Right on, Ray. Okay. I'll forward you the meme. Okay. Okay. 907 Ray Topasna, Sin City. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with